Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for WSTS 47 Intro to LGBTQ+ Studies for Saturday, September 28th. Just going to go over a few reminders and clarifications like I always do to help everybody stay on top of things, so thanks for checking this out, even though I say a lot of these things in class. First up here, just a reminder, in case you haven't been to class, the exam scores were posted there on Canvas, and I had mentioned in class during that week, again in case you weren't there in class, that I might be updating some of those scores because of dropping some items from the exam, but that turned out not to be something I was going to end up doing there. The data didn't support dropping any items there ultimately, so the scores are going to stand as they were earned there, so just reminding you in case you just missed class when I announced that earlier this week. Next up here, we're currently working on our Chapter 5, and we do have our quiz for Chapter 5 scheduled next week on Tuesday, October 1st, so make sure you're ready for that. Do your homework there so you can meet in your small groups there and just have that all prepared there. And next week, our game plan is to conclude Chapter 5 on Tuesday next week. We're going to talk about hate crimes, which is pretty serious stuff and some pretty ugly stuff there, so just a heads up and warning about that. But also the issue of civil versus human rights, because a lot of times people mix those two things up, and yeah, they're kind of in the same neighborhood, but they're actually very distinct from each other. That is civil rights versus human rights. And also we're going to take an international focus on looking at both of those issues there too, especially that of human rights there. And then once we're done with that, which we're going to probably finish all that up on Tuesday, we're going to start on Thursday next week our next Chapter 6, which is all about queer diversity and the queer alphabet, if you will, the LGBTQ plus IA. You probably heard about all those things. It keeps getting longer all the time there, so I'm going to be talking about all that. And in case you just want to look ahead there on the Chapter 6 website links there on our Canvas course page, there's a really cool link to a kind of a queer glossary or a queer dictionary, which is pretty up to date. It's got all kinds of queer-related terms, some of which you may have heard about and wondered, what that term meant there. We can actually look it up there. It's pretty legitimate, so do check that out, and I will show it in class there too, because I think it's kind of a little gem to have that there in case maybe you're feeling not up to date or just wondering what some of these terms actually mean, because there's a whole bunch of them, especially regarding gender identity and expression. There's been a real explosion of those kinds of terms that lots of people seem to be using, so many of us might feel a little unsure of what some of those mean. So anyway, it's just going to be good stuff in that particular chapter, and that's our game plan for next week there. So otherwise, that's pretty much everything I had to say for this time. If you have any questions, reach out via email on Canvas and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you're having a good weekend, and I'll see you in class on Tuesday. So take care until then. Bye-bye.